Today we're working on just a little bit of arm balancing. So props, you may want a bolster and 2 blocks. Let's get started. First, depending on the style of yoga you're talking to, this pose is either Bakasana or Kakasana. We call it crow pose. The bolster, we're gonna kind of use it as a safety net. A lot of times when people start playing with Bakasana, we'll call it crow pose, the fear is I'm gonna fall forward on my face and break my nose or something. But the bolster gives us a little bit of, if you fall, you're gonna hit this bolster, but also a reminder of like, also if you fall, you're falling like just a few inches. You'll probably be okay. But so we're gonna set our bolster up near the top of our mat for support. Before we get into the arm balances, just to warm up the wrist, take the hands out in front of you, open and close the fingers a few times. Good. Close the hands and the wrist, roll the wrists opposite directions, then opposite directions. Good. Then bring the hands together, interlace the fingers, turn the palms forward, stretch the arms up overhead, lower back down, opposite interlace of the fingers, same thing, stretch the arms up overhead, and lower back down. Very good. So, facing your bolster, we're going to take the feet out just a little bit wider than the hips. The toes can angle out slightly. Bring the hands onto the hips as you roll the elbows and shoulders back. Good. Tailbone down, navel up. So like almost any other posture, long straight spine. Good. And then we're going to bend our knees. Start to sink our hips down toward Malasana. So let's come back up for a second. That might not be happening so easily for you today, and it's okay. You don't necessarily need to come all the way down to get into this posture. But important thing, straighten the spine, start to bend the knees, and sink the hips down. If you're only making it this far, no problem. If you're making it all the way down, that's fine too. As you get to your sort of lowest level, I'll show it from up here too, you're gonna bend forward, bring your palms flat. Okay, so hands are on the ground, fingers spread nice and wide. Good. Now, you're gonna try and work your knees onto the back of your tricep. So, right knee's on the back of the right tricep. From here I can kind of adjust my bolster so I know if I fall forward there, bolster's there to catch me. Palms flat, left knee comes on the back of the left tricep. And first let's just practice spreading our fingers wide, shift forward. Just lift the heels up an inch. Come back down, do it again. Come back down, straighten the legs, and let's come back up to standing. Good. So, some things to keep in mind when we come up into this posture. It's a little bit of a hugging in and scooping up on a muscular level, but also sort of an energetic level. I want you to think about your legs and your triceps are all hugging in toward your center line, your navel scooping in, and it's this sort of in and up motion that's lifting your body up off the earth, right? So, as you're ready, we're gonna straighten the spine, bend the knees, come forward as much as you can, spread the fingers wide, then try to work right knee onto the back of the right tricep, left knee, back of left tricep, hug toward the center line, start to shift forward, bring the weight onto the palms, Then as you're ready, you can play with lifting your left foot and your right foot. We can go to a few tries, right? Come in and out as much as you'd like to. You can always work on lifting one foot, stay there for a little, lower it back down, lift the other foot. And when you're feeling really brave, we eventually lift both feet. Good. We're going to lift back up. Set our bolster to the side. That'll be our crow practice for today. So crow, pretty standard arm balance. Good warm-up if you hope to someday work on Adho Mukha Vrikshasana or a handstand posture. Another sort of, I don't want to call it easy because no arm balances are easy, but fundamental is maybe a good word. Arm balance we can work with is Lolasana or scale pose. So to work with scale, we're going to come to a seat. We're going to take our 2 bricks by our sides, directly down by our hips. So the bricks kind of give us the advantage of lifting the earth up, giving us a little bit more to press down on rather than having to focus on, we'll see as we get in there. But sometimes, especially depending on your proportions, like for me, example, pretty long legs, not as long in the arms, it's hard to push off the ground and really feel like you're getting anywhere. Sometimes, you're only an inch or so off the ground, doesn't feel like you're doing much. The bricks can help. Okay, so bricks are in place. Now with your legs, couple options. For many of us, the option is just going to be this, swastikasana. So, left, the legs cross at the shins, ankles are underneath the knees. When you do this and you push up into scale, your legs might not necessarily lift off the ground, but that's okay. We're focusing mostly on the hips. Option 2 with the legs, only if it's already in your practice. I can't say that enough, but Padmasana, lotus posture, makes scale a little bit easier. But again, I'm going to say only if it's already in your practice. So whether your legs are in Padmasana or Svastikasana, really the big difference is where are your feet in relation to your knees. If they're below your knees, Swastikasana. If they're above your knees, Padmasana, right? So whichever leg variation you want, hands come onto the bricks. And again, it's this inward and upward motion. So you're hugging into your center line, you're scooping the belly in, and that sort of gives you the lightness to pick up off the ground. Hands press down. We'll start here, take an inhale. Exhale, you're gonna press into the hands as you lift your hips up. Let's start again. Inhale, exhale. Good. Lower back down. Take a moment, reset. And let's do it again. You ready? Bring hands. And remember, if you're in the Svastikasana variation, I'll show that the second time. Your legs might not lift off the ground, and that's okay. Important thing, we're lifting our hips, and we're lifting our hips not by using our legs, but by using our arms, arm balance, right? So as you're ready, take an inhale, exhale, lift the hips. Oh, maybe your legs do lift. Here we go. And lower back down. Right, so let's take a third variation, whatever you want to do with the legs, Padmasana or Svastikasana. You're scooping to your center line. Take an inhale. Exhale, draw to the center line, press into the hands, and lift. Good. That's it for today. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.